Welcome to Jason Reviews, and today I have a special video that is going to be reviewing the Dior Homme grooming routine. Before we get into the video, as a disclaimer, this is just my personal opinion on the Dior Homme grooming routine and the items that are within that line. This will be in no particular order. I know Dior usually prefers the items be used in a certain way. I'll just be going over my thoughts and opinions on how well and effectively they work. I usually tend to wear the deodorant when I'm very active or working out. Usually once I apply this, I don't necessarily have to reapply unless it's a very vigorous workout. And the overall formula is very sensitive to the skin, so I would highly recommend this. However, when it comes to compliments, if you're someone who's looking for the signature Dior Homme Eau de Toilette, then I wouldn't necessarily recommend this, as there are other cost-effective options available. Overall, I like this deodorant and I believe it is effective. For the price, I would definitely get it again. This is the Dior Homme shaving cream infused with the woody notes of the Dior Homme fragrance. This shaving cream acts as a moisturizer with the cotton extract, and it's formulated as a 94% all natural origin ingredients. This is supposed to help keep the skin moisturized, which is a little bit different. Usually the shaving creams help to purify impurities, but I do like how this one does feel, and it does help guide the blade a little bit easier, making that shaving process not so painful. Due to the price point though, I don't know if I would buy this again. This is the Dior Homme Aftershave Balm, and it's supposed to soothe razor burns as well as pamper the skin with an immediate soft and comfortable sensation, and I would say that this one does do that. I tend to like the lotion a little bit more due to the alcohol percentage, but if you are someone who wants a cooling effect, that is what the Aftershave Balm is going to do. This one is a little bit stronger, so this alone does get me compliments if I don't wear the fragrance with it. I know it's supposed to be modeled after the EDT, but it smells more like the Dior Homme Sport, the new formulation that's been released. Aside from the bottle, this is supposed to be an understated look. I do think that's an interesting characteristic of this aftershave balm, but I do love the bottle, maybe not as much as other ones. And this is supposed to be the second step before you apply the aftershave lotion. Overall, for the price point, I do believe that this is worth it if you do like compliments from others, and if you don't necessarily like to spend more money on the fragrance. This tends to be my favorite purchase from the Dior Homme line. This is the shower gel. I don't necessarily like how it's only 6.7 ounces for about $52. I do like how this one is thin and it does fit into places a little bit easier. My one concern would be that most of the other products are lined with a matted white. I wish that this would have maybe been the same before Dior officially discontinued this item. I am happy that I ended up purchasing this last year. My main concern though with this item is that I don't believe that Dior has any plans of officially re-releasing this. Personally, I do really like this shower gel. Unfortunately, it's unavailable for purchase anywhere. Next, this is the Dior Homme Aftershave Lotion. In my opinion, I like how this one stands out compared to the rest. I do love the matte white finish with the kind of matte black accents, and I do think that this one is the most representative of the Dior Homme signature block. In my opinion, this tends to work the best after shaving. The alcohol percentage within this formulation, I think it works better than the aftershave balm. However, I would maybe apply the lotion first and then the balm after if you want the cooling effect. But I know if you follow the steps listed on the Dior website, you are supposed to put on the balm first, and then this is kind of the last step before putting on the cologne. Overall, the look of the glass bottle is one of my favorite. I never knew that the Dior Homme line is supposed to be an understated art piece, and that's from the chiseled block, which is supposed to give an elegance. I will note that the lid itself is not actually glass, it's a translucent plastic, and this is probably easier to get the sculpted cube with the Dior Homme on it in there. and it does make it a lot easier if you do accidentally drop this. I do like the splash bottle for this product, and I feel whenever I wear the aftershave lotion, it lingers longer than the aftershave balm. However, the balm is stronger. Due to the design of the bottle as well as the fragrance scent, I would definitely be buying this item again. I really wanted to try out the Dior Homme deodorant, since I have heard that the spray deodorants do tend to be a little bit better and easier to apply, and in that sense I would definitely recommend that the Dior Homme spray deodorant is extremely easy to apply. It's very light, so I can slip it in my backpack or put it in my workout bag. However, I have noticed that the scent itself doesn't necessarily last longer than 3 to 4 hours, and if you're being very active, you might get an hour at best. However, I would say that this is an affordable option if you didn't want to spend money on the deodorant or fragrance itself, but I don't necessarily feel that the quality is the same, and I would be careful spraying it around your nose and or mouth. I will not be purchasing this item again. Overall, the Dior Homme line is definitely a must-have. I would definitely recommend at least trying these items once if you are someone who does enjoy the luxury of men's grooming. These will provide you with some very interesting fragrance effects with that cotton extract in there. These will tend to be a little bit softer and more moisturizing for skin. I know particularly in men's products that's not necessarily something that is always included, so it is worth trying, and I would maybe recommend getting the entire line. One last thing I did want to mention is that the Dior Homme grooming routine line smells very similar to the Dior Homme Sport, and not necessarily just the traditional Dior Homme EDT itself, so that is something to be cautious of. Otherwise, the Dior Homme line is very top notch, and I would definitely recommend it. Thank you so much again for watching this video. Please let me know your thoughts down below. Otherwise, please feel free to check out some other content. I'll be posting more in-depth reviews soon. Thank you so much.